I suppose everyone's been following the plenary council in Australia that was held in Sydney this week. And I think one of the most disappointing things about it is that our last plenary council was 80 years ago, and the things on their agenda did not seem to quite address the issues in the church in Australia. And so today we'll talk a bit about what was passed throughout the plenary council. The first thing we did notice was all the Aboriginal smoking ceremonies. And you could probably ask yourself, why not use thurible that has been in the Catholic tradition for so long? And here we are, people welcoming the smoking ceremonies of Aboriginals in the Catholic Mass, no less. I think the big thing that happened in this plenary council was the issue of women deacons that came about during the middle of the plenary council. And what happened, it seems, is that when the vote for the deliberative votes, that is the bishops, did not assent to any of the motions, there were 60 people or so, mainly women, who went to the back of the plenary, the room that they were in, and protested. And throughout this whole plenary council, we've been talking about the Holy Spirit, listening to the Holy Spirit, and seeing what it is the Holy Spirit is asking us of the church in Australia at this time. And I suppose it's these 60 people, mainly women, would only listen to the Holy Spirit when it's convenient to do so. And so we saw them hold up all the proceedings and went to the back of this back of the room of where they all met and protested, and until they got what they want. So they were very childish in not agreeing to the terms of the vote, to the terms of the council. They were basically just kicking and screaming until they got what they want. And so, as Bishop McKinlay of Sandhurst, who was the vice president of the council, said that they had to rethink, they had to discern deeper on how we could fix this problem. And so at the end of the plenary council, what we saw is that they had to change the wording of the motions, and they eventually got through. And so that's the issue of the church in Australia, which is feminism. it's all these feminists are in the church, and they are destroying the church, and feminism has penetrated so much of the hierarchy that it's even emasculated all of our bishops. They can't even stand up to all these women anymore. So that's how bad it is in the church with feminism. And I think it was very disingenuous for the voting of the women deacons to be placed under the topic of equal dignity. From my understanding, the women have always enjoyed equal dignity with men throughout history since creation. So to place women deacons, the vote of it under the topic of equal dignity was very disingenuous, and I thought it's a bit misleading, and so the people tended to vote for it in thinking that we were not allowing equal dignity to women, which is not true. Another issue that we saw, another vote that has been passed is seems to be a broader use of the third right of reconciliation. And we all know that the third right is only reserved for emergencies. It's not meant to be the norm. It's when you can't go to confession that you actually use the third right of reconciliation. But even then, the instructions do say that at the first opportunity that they should go to confession even after being absolved under the third right. So how that can ever be passed as a norm in the church in Australia is beyond me, because confession is always available. Every time you go to Mass, there's a priest there. You can set up make an appointment with him before or after. He might be there according to the reconciliation times of the parish. So I just think that this is denying people of the grace and the gift of mercy, the experience of mercy, for them to turn away from sin and believe in the gospel. And so I think they've made a big mistake by making the third right more available, and so you would find that no one wants to go to confession anymore, and by doing this, it's gonna be even worse. And so the sacrament will be very much in disuse if we are going to allow the third right of reconciliation. There were a few more other issues. If there's anything that you would like me to talk further about, just if you could leave a comment in the comments section. And I suppose what I've noticed throughout the plenary council was that Facebook, the plenary council Facebook page, were censoring certain comments of a particular persuasion. So I don't, the plenary council was all about listening and learning from others, And here they are on Facebook page, deleting comments, blocking people, not allowing the other side to chime in and have a bit of input. And so I think if we have something like by making this video, people can be more aware of the things that are happening in the Australian Catholic Church, which is by the look of it from the plenary council is quite depressing. So leave me a comment underneath below, and if you'd like me to talk about anything else, and I'll read through them and consider them. And I suppose with this channel we want to make all the bishops in Australia honest. I think without something like this, they can sort of do whatever they like, and the laity sort of have to suffer there. And so I appreciate you watching this video, and look forward to your contributions. Okay, God bless. Goodbye.